Hi, and thank you all for joining us today. We are broadcasting live on the United Public Radio Network and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network, 105.3 on the Gulf Coast and 107.7 FM in New Orleans.
Tune in to UFO Undercover, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, with your host, Joe Montaldo, right here on the Paranormal Radio Network.
Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the show, Into the Night with me, Sean Kelly, and life is good. Life is really, really good. I tell you what, this Thursday, we know what's coming up. Pumpkin pie, turkey, stuffing, all kinds of good stuff. But of course, hey, Stoney, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. And being a meat cutter and working in a supermarket, okay, it's turkeys. I mean, I have seen my fair share of turkeys. Seriously. I'm at so far we weighed up like 400 or 500, Tom and hen turkeys. And hey, Tara, good to see you. John, good to see you. And I'm telling you what, from November 1st all the way up to January 1st, I mean, it's just like totally insane because what happens, like I said, we were dealing with the turkeys for Thanksgiving, and then all of a sudden, then comes Christmas where we have all the hams. And after the hams, you get 1 week, and we cut a lot of pork. Now, it's a tradition here in Pittsburgh, okay? And I don't know if there's any other tradition, if this tradition goes to anywhere in the United States or, overseas or whatever. But on January 1st, New Year's Day, here in Pittsburgh, everyone buys pork and sauerkraut. And you have to have some pork because it brings you good luck for the New Year's. There is, and so it don't matter if it's a piece of pork or, little pork butt, roast, whatever. Anything pork, you eat it for good luck. That's been lucky for me, so I think I'm going to have a hamburger this year when I eat. Tara says, yeah, every time you look in the mirror. Yep. Love you too, hon. But honestly, I think I'm going to have a hamburger this year. The pork just is just too much, I love my ham. I really love my ham. So I'm just going to continue to eat ham forever. I love my ham. But you know what? When it comes to the turkey, Joe Fox, hey, good to see you, pal. Good evening. But when it comes down to the turkey, I'm more of, a thigh, or a leg or a wing. I'm not really big into turkey breast because to me, the meat is really, really dry. And no matter how many times I've tried to cook it, it just seems to come out dry. If anybody has a recipe they want to share or have an idea how to cook a turkey breast, feel free to put it in the chat room. But then comes the pumpkin pie, and then comes, oh my God, it just get fat. Bill Rigby, how you doing, sir? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. But yeah, Thanksgiving, it's also a day for gratitude, right? And I'm going to have a busy show this Tuesday. So I'm going to tell you that I am grateful for everybody who listens to my show, everybody who comes into the chat room, everybody all over the different countries that watch this show. I am totally and extremely grateful to you. You keep me going every week, Sundays and Tuesday nights. And there are times, I'll be honest with you, that I really don't want to go and do a show because I'm either tired or my ADHD kicked in or whatever. But when it comes down to, then I have to sit back and, kind of smack myself in the butt and realize, hey, listen, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people out there that, like my shows, and I like the people. So that you all keep me going. And tonight, we're going to have a fantastic show. Tara Lee Brecken says, I cannot pick a better bestie and mentor, Sean. Thank you very much, Tara. That means a lot. Got my heart pumping there a little bit, hon. But before we go on, I want to thank UPRN Talk Radio 105.3 New Orleans, 107.7 Mississippi for allowing me to give you my hour of time on Sundays and Tuesdays, 8:10 to 9:10 p.m. And I'm just really grateful to UPRN, I don't know how long I've been doing this. I know it's been over 5 years. Oh, wow, Julia, holy Lord. Hi, hon. Julia says, love you, Sean. You taught me and my son everything we know. Oh, wow. Oh, it's spidey senses. Just thank you, Julie. Thank you for stopping in tonight. I hope you're doing okay. I hope your boy's doing okay. This is great. Look at the smile on my face. I haven't smiled, even though I got all that hair. As you can tell, Christmas is coming up, so I'm actually starting with the Santa Claus bit coming up. But before we go on, I just want to thank every single one of you, and I'm grateful for every single one of you for continuing to watching this show and just being there. And it just makes me feel good. And my friend Heidi out there in Colorado, if you're listening, I know you've been having a little bit of a rough time, but you know what? I got your back. I got your six. In fact, I got everybody's sixes here, I don't know if anybody got the message, but, for some reason, the YouTube channel for UFO Paranormal, for some reason, something happened, and so we're not broadcasting on that platform tonight. But so let me ask you guys something, and Bill, if you're still in the room, Joe, for all the guys that go out and the ladies that go out into the woods, okay, do you ever go out into the woods and you just get this eerie feeling that somebody's Cindy Mitch, there's another girl. Hey, girl, good to see you. Do you ever go out in the woods and just feel like something's not right? Okay. Like somebody's watching you, like somebody, like an evil presence that's hanging out there, I don't go out in the woods that much, so I really cannot tell you guys, because I don't know if I ever had to go out Bigfoot hunting, and I am going to go Bigfoot hunting next year. You know, that means I'm going to have to go out in the woods, but I'm just going to have Bill. Oh, yes. Bill Rigby says, oh, yes, Sean. Well, Bill, when you were out in the woods, um, like I said before I go on, you know, when I go out in the woods, I'm going to have to bring an army with me. That'd be funny, huh? Bill Rigby says, oh, yes, Sean. And Julia says, when I went into those woods at the house we were at. Ah, yes. I'm telling you. So, how many, Bill, especially you and Julia, did you ever come across like a big round circle ball? I mean, you got trees around it growing. You got trees, and then you got the grass, and you got the flowers surrounding it. But there is nothing there in the middle. It's like it's bare, but you got trees that surround it, and you got trees and grass and whatever, but nothing grows into the middle. River Rose. Hey, oh my gosh, we're getting a lot of good people in tonight. Hey, Robert, good to see you. My best friend in the whole wide world since I was a little kid, Robbie. Good to see you. I hope your mom and your family are doing great. River Rose says, good evening, Sean and everyone. And yes, I have in Florida, New York, as part of the Warwick, New York Township. Grew up there. It happened in the summer 2010. Wow, when I tell you it was bad. Well, there's a couple places that, you know, and you know, it's really crazy when I come in and I try to get the topics for tonight. So the first one I'm going to talk about is here in North Carolina. Hey, Tony Sabella, it's good to see you. Tony has some stories about the forest, about the woods down there. Bill Rigby says, yes, I have, and my gut said to leave there. Good. Always trust your gut. Never use your mind. Never debate your mind and your heart. You just with your gut. You just go with the gut. That's the best I can do. Tell everybody. But there's a place down in North Carolina, and it's called the Devils Tramping Grounds. Now, for some reason, you know, I was just looking on YouTube, and all of a sudden I typed in North Carolina, you know, because I love it down there. Paranormal North Carolina. And this came up, the Devil's Tramping, Tramping Ground. Now, the theory, it is very, very interesting there down there, Tony. Tara says, I want to take John there in North Carolina, and yes, there is a place near where I grew up. And Bill Rigby has heard of that place. You want to talk about, you know, just tell us about a little bit about where you were at, Tara, about that. You know, there was a place near you. But down there in North Carolina, they have this thing. And what I meant when I was asking Bill if he ever went into the woods and just felt this eerie, creepy feeling. And then right in the middle, you know, there's this barren circle. Nothing's growing in it. No grass, no weeds. It's just the circular soil. And the legend, you know, to that is that the devil visits there every night. Okay, visits there every night, and he walks around in a circle, tramping down on the grounds, and trying to think of what kind of evilness he can do. Now, it really caught on. You know, the legend really came on And a lot of people started to go there. And there's so many conspiracies, there's so many types of stories that go along with this place down there. But Bill might find this interesting. I don't know the name of the forest over there, but this place, this area, I think it's called Bear Creek, North Carolina. There's a lot of Bigfoot action down there. Squats, man, good to see you, sir. Good to see you, pal. Thank you for coming on. But there's a lot of Bigfoot activity down around in that area too. And I just found that out today, But back to the circle. I want to share this with you because it might put some, sense into why that place is barren. Okay. Now, they say it's a sacred site for Native Americans. Also has to do for the first settlers that came over, and a UFO landing, stuff like that. And they believe that the land is cursed. All kinds of shit that goes on. If you want to learn a little bit more of it, just Google it, the Devils Tramping ground, and you can find out, and you can read about it, and you can watch little videos on YouTube and come up with your own conclusions. But the reason why I'm bringing this up tonight is because a long time ago, we were doing an investigation at my friend Sue's house. And as we were there doing an investigation, she happened to bring out a old Ouija board. Okay. Now, this is a true story. And she brought out this old this Ouija board was old. And as everybody knows, me personally, I don't like them. But that's my own opinion. I can't tell people to use them or not use them. But what happened was, I told her, I said, she had a big tree in her backyard. And I said, what you need to do is you got to get a box, put some sea salt in it, and put the lid back on the box and bury it right next to this old tree that she had in her backyard. Well, she had a party and they dug out a hole and they put sea salt into the hole. They put the box in and threw some more sea salt on it and they covered it up. So this was around in the fall time. And the leaves on her tree were just falling down. I mean, it just happens. And so she showed us where she buried the box, okay? The next morning after she got done burying that box with her friends, right, she sends me a picture. And here's the crazy thing about that. There was leaves all around, but the place where she buried the box, not one leaf was on that site. Not one leaf, no. Everywhere else there's tons of leaves, but where she buried that thing, there was no leaves at all on top. You figure, you're under a tree and you're going to get all kinds of leaves, especially if you're under it, right? And, but not one touched. And kind of like, she was like creeped out. I was like kind of creeped out too, And, when she showed me the Ouija board, I didn't like the energy it was coming off, so that's why I asked her if she wanted to bury it. So me and my brother went over there, a week later, and again, nothing touched this square underneath underneath this tree where they buried it. So my brother went in the back and he just kicked leaves all over this thing. Kicked the leaves everywhere to where it was covering up the square where she dug the hole. Joe Fox says, never heard of this. Interesting. It is. But hold on, it gets even more creepier, Joe. So my brother, covered it with stuff and with a bunch of leaves. The very next morning, they had no wind. Hey, my brother Patrick will tell you. Remember, Pat, whenever you were kicking the leaves on top of Sue's place where she buried it? But the next morning, she gave me sent me another picture, right? And all the leaves were gone from that spot. They were all gone. It's just like, to Sebastian, how you? Good to see you, buddy. And there was no leaves where he kicked the leaves on. I personally saw him put leaves on top of the place where she buried this damn Ouija board. Patrick says, yep, just like it was yesterday. And so we're like, there's some type of energy going on with that board. Could not figure out what was going on. It just, whatever was on top of them, okay, whatever was on buried in with that board. The spirit in the board is bound to the tree. Yes, ma'am. Oh, don't even go there with the dolls, dude. But so a couple of weeks later, okay, it snowed. Yes, it snowed. Thank you, Sebastian. It snowed, okay? And the next day, I get another picture. And would you believe, no shit, oops, excuse my language, no crap. She sent me the picture. There was no snow on that spot where she buried that thing, that Ouija board. True story. I'm like, holy crap. That was like one of the best paranormal experiences that I have. So I wanted to share that with you guys. Look, I know Squatch said something, Squatch man. So let me get up there. If it's native, it's hollow ground. Okay, thank you, Squatch. Yeah, and Patrick's talking about, now everybody should know or know everything about me. There's two things that scare me to death that I cannot deal with, all right? And that is clowns, and baby dolls or porcelain dolls. I can go to the most demonic house, the most haunted house out there, not a problem. But if there's baby dolls or clowns in that place, boom, I'm gone. That's it. But getting back to the reason why I told you that story about Sue's place it was the Ouija board that she buried. Now, you got this place down in North Carolina where it's a circle, okay? It's a circle, and nothing's growing out of it. But around it, there's grass. Julia says, dolls are vessels for the souls of the dead. Well, I don't know what they are, Julia, but they scare the crap out of me, man. They're terrible. But, yeah. So could there be something evil that is buried in that circle, the tramping grounds down in North Carolina? Could there be? Could there have been like some of the people thought that excuse me, that probably a Native American burial ground, you know, um, or possible, yes, but something really creepy and evil. Not, I hate the word evil. Thank you, brother. I'll talk to you later. But it's like something that was evil that is buried in that ground, in that circle, to where nothing can grow out of it. Does anybody have any idea what they think? I would like to hear you guys' opinions and stuff like that. And so I personally, they had interviewed a guy who went camping there overnight twice, and he never ever saw anything bad. He was creeped out because he was camping at night in the forest in these pine trees near this circle, and nothing really bad happened to him. But he heard a lot of loud noises. Bill Rigby says or something could have been buried there, like a Wendigo or something like that. Very true, Bill. That I was great minds think alike, dude, because that's what I was thinking. And like Bill says, or something that could have been buried there, like a Wendigo or something like that. Yeah, some type of cryptid, or it could have been, I do believe that when people came here to America, there was a lost city or a lost, yeah, well, not city, but a lost town that people were there, okay, and mysteriously all disappeared. And that is around in that area where this Devils Tramping ground is. Julia says the spirit was evil and Mother Nature did not want to have anything to do with it. Ah, thank you, girl. Appreciate that. That's very possible. More than likely, I believe something evil is there. Or something evil is down in that ground to where it is not letting anything grow. Now, what's really crazy is, though, they had scientists come in and they took soil samples of the ground. And it is definitely fertile. There is nothing wrong with the soil. So scientists are baffled. Conspiracy theorists are kind of going every which way but loose to find an answer for it. But if you want my personal opinion, okay, I do believe, like Julia said, that something is evil buried in that area, and it's just not allowing anything to grow. They also claim too that circle was also like a thing for UFO landings too. There was a lot of things that happened. I wrote some other stuff down. Where are we at? The Devil's Tramping Ground is in Chatham County, North Carolina. It's a 40-foot circle where nothing grows. So maybe that's what we need to do. They also say that the equipment really don't work down there. When like the EMF detectors or whatever, they have a problem working down there. I don't know. It sounds very, very creepy, but also very interesting. Okay. Seriously. And I think I'm going to, like I said, I got 3 more years I can retire and then I'm going to go to all these places. my life insurance is paid up. But it is at the 30-minute mark. I'm going to take a little 70-second break here. So people, if you need to go to the bathroom or grab a cigarette or do something, feel free to do so. I will be back in about 70 seconds. And here we go.
Tune in to UFO Undercover, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, with your host, Joe Montaldo, right here on the Paranormal Radio Network.
Hey, welcome back to the second part of Into the Night with me, Sean Kelly. I want to thank UPRN Talk Radio, 105.3 New Orleans, 107.7 Mississippi. And you got to forgive me because I got a cold. All right. So if the sniffling gets on your nerves, I am truly, truly sorry. But in the first half of the show, we talked about the Devils Tramping grounds. It's a place down in North Carolina, and where supposedly the devil comes out every night and walks around this place and to figure out what kind of evil things she's going to be doing that morning or that day. And what it is it's in the forest with pine trees. Sundays are a great day with Into the Night. Thank you, Joe Fox. I appreciate that, my friend. And so it is surrounded by pine forest, and like it's a 40-foot wide circle where nothing grows. I believe that, and I had some people in the chat room come up and believe that there is something evil buried in that ground, okay, to where nothing grows. So you need to look it up. You need to research it. The Devils Tramping, North Carolina, Bear Creek County, and read on it and watch some YouTubes on it and get your own opinion on it. You know, maybe we could share about it one night here on the show. But which brings me to another forest, okay, and it's in Romania. I don't know if people heard of it or not. I cannot pronounce it, but I can spell it for you. It's called the HOIABACIU Forest in Transylvania, Romania. Okay. And Stoney says, yep. And so this forest, I took some notes about it too. So I'm going to, it's really like based off the Devil's Tramping Ground, because the forest, right, there's a lot of pine trees that are around there. And what it is, they're twisted. It's a really, really scary, creepy place to go in Romania. You in fact, a lot of people are saying, they take that trip out there to see Dracula, probably, take a glimpse and see Dracula exist. And they end up going to the forest, and as in the forest, they get really creeped out. It's named after a shepherd. Well, check this out. This forest was named after a shepherd who went missing with a flock of 200 sheep, never to be found, not him nor the sheep. And that's how it got its name. And when people go there to visit, they get nausea, they get sick, they get anxiety. They feel like that they're being haunted. People see demons there. People hear a lot of strange noises there. And again, it's based on a circle or an oval shape of nothing grows in it. I remember watching a paranormal show one time, and they did go out to the woods in that place in Romania, and there was a lot of stuff happened to the cameramen. And to be honest with you, I thought it was a setup to get ratings, but I beg to differ, because I watched it 2 other times, and that legitimately screwed that guy's mind up. And from what I understand, okay, he has never shot another paranormal show ever again. It just like really creeped him out on that. So this guy, his name was Alex, right? He's like a tour guide there. You can actually go and get tours for the one in North Carolina, and you can actually get a tour for the one in Romania. But he said that the craziest thing he ever saw at the forest in Romania was some guy literally went insane because he thought he had met, hey, Kason, what's up, buddy? And he actually thought that he met a demon, and the dude went insane. Also, again, with this circle, right? You have trees all around it, grass all around it, but right in the middle of that field, it's nothing grows there. And again, the scientists actually did go out there and they tested the soil. And again, the soil there, the one in Romania, is good soil, but nothing grows. So if anybody has any kind of idea, Julia believes that the spirit was evil and the mother nature did not want anything to do with it. Bill thinks it could be a Wendigo or something, or another cryptid. That's what they're talking about, the ones in North Carolina. So a lot of people in Romania, or the people who go visit Romania, they do go to these, and they get sick. They're not right in their minds for like a week later. And would I want to do that? Why not? Why not? It's just I can't afford to move to Romania. But I'm also positive, and I'm also sure that, especially in the upper out west, up around Seattle, Washington, around that area, that there are a lot of massive portals, even in Oregon, that there's a lot of portals going on out there, where you can actually see portals. circular things that are in the air. I have talked to a couple people out there in that area, and they have seen them. People are afraid to walk in them. I'd be afraid to walk into them. But there's so much crazy stuff out here that we do not know about. It's all insane. You know, I'm sure I can go out to South Park or North Park and find crazy stuff out there. Now, Tara, who was in the room earlier, you know, they went out and did a paranormal investigating out there at Blue Miss Road. And John, her son, I mean, this dude's legit. I mean, he don't play around. He takes paranormal activity very serious. And he was telling me that, speaking of Wendigos, those are like big, tall, like evil things that have antlers on their head. And he actually saw the Wendigo out there. Now, personally, me, I have never seen one out there. Never. Never seen one. I've heard coyotes at night. And I've heard some bobcats out there that night at night when we walk the path. We'll walk that road. But John said he saw one and he heard it. So if there is, you know, a Wendigo out in that area, Joe says he's hunted 38 years. Huh. Yeah, how do you... Joe, that's one thing I got to ask you, man. How in the hell can you go out and hunt Bambi's dad or Bambi's mom? How can you do that? I have a big fight with all the meat cutters at work who hunt. I'm like, how can you all go kill Bambi's father and mother? Huh. Excuse me. But there could be anything anywhere. You what? You quit hunting? Oh, wow. Okay. I just lost my train of thought, but that's okay. I'll get back at it again. So God only knows what's out there. We have the Chestnut Hills mountain range. Okay. Chestnut Ridge, I think they're called. Yeah. And it's like one of the most highest. Bill Rigby, if you're still in the room, if you want to hop in about the thing about, you know, Chestnut Ridge or, you know, in that area, please, you know, say something about it. But there's all kinds of crazy stuff out there that we don't know yet. And the question is, will we ever know about it? Who knows? And I guess it's because we have paranormal investigators, we have Bigfoot investigators, we have cryptid investigators, and we all need to get together. We all need to come together and talk about it. Because the way this world is going, who knows what's going to happen? Are there UFOs in the waters? Are there UFOs up in, there's a big lake up in Tionesta, PA, and so-called UFOs come out of there. There's an underground water base down there, up there. And so how would you prepare for this? What could we do? Who actually decided to make a cryptid? Like a dog man, like a Bigfoot. or the Chukabaka, whatever. These things. Who made them? A lot of people believe that the government actually did experiments with DNA, and some of them, or a couple of them, got loose. Who knows? So I guess as I get older and I learn more and more stuff about these creatures, excuse me, I'm just looking for the next thing to come along to find out and see what people are going to talk about. Am I ever going to stop, researching and stuff like that? No, I'm not. Because I want to learn. I want to learn more. But I know the people that I know who are my true good friends out there, who are like the best at their jobs, researching. I'll learn from them, But life is okay. If they exist, if they were man-made, whatever, it's okay, I believe. But we're getting close to the end of the show. So if you're ever out in the woods and you come across, Joe Fox says, the Wendigo, is that its true form, or does it know what scares us most? Good question, buddy. It is his true form. Real tall. They wear antlers. And any kind of cryptid, like the Dogman, Bigfoot, Wendigo, any of those, they know it scares us and knows what to do. My question to everybody out there, do you want to show fear? Kason says, do you know about a facility in Texas that create Bigfoot-like creatures? No, I don't, Kason. Kason has a question. Do you know about a facility in Texas that create Bigfoot-like creatures? Bigfoot-like creatures. And I said, I do not know, Kason, but I know a couple people down in Texas. I'll give them a call and I'll find out about it. I can get back to you like that. So I hope everybody enjoyed the show. This Tuesday, I have a great guest coming on again, and he's been on my show before. Maxim Furyk. He just wrote a book on the Bigfoot, but there's 3 chapters in his book that he writes about, and we're going to talk about those 3 chapters in his book. It's all about hoaxers, people who go out and who hoax Bigfoot, sightings and stuff like that. So it's going to be a very, very interesting show. So if you're not doing anything on Tuesday night, 8:10 to 9:10, please feel free to come in and check out my show. And for the people who can't make it, I want to wish you all happy Thanksgiving. Cindy Mitch, you enjoyed the show. Thank you, hon. I enjoyed your company. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there. Eat a lot. Watch football. Eat a lot of pie. And by 6 o'clock in the evening, you'll be out like a light. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Children, if you can, please go to your parents, give them a hug. Tell them that you love them. And parents, please, if you can, go to your parents. Parents, go to your children. Give them a hug and tell them that you love them. And if you have no parents and you have no children, find somebody and give them a hug, especially around the holiday season. Give them a hug and tell them that you love them. Because those 3 words, I love you, go a long way. And on that note, happy Thanksgiving. See you Tuesday.